Right guys, we're going to continue with last cube, sorry, coughing. We've got Jordan Maxwell on again. I like listening to this guy. He's sort of going into the COVID thing at the moment, and it's very interesting. You should hear it. You should watch his videos. If you want question, if you're going to carry on with what's going on in the world, carry on. But if you want answers,
Soviet Union called USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. The very word socialist republic should tell you that this is what's going on now. We have all these social networks. We have Netflix, all the different phone systems. They're all socialist networks. So that's what we are now becoming. The world communist party is coming to its final conclusion in America. And that's what America has a president who talks about. He wants to re-establish America and bring America back. He's going to bring America back to where it was before. And this is why the Democrats do not want to bring America back. They've been trying for years to destroy this country. And this is what's going on today. We are still reading about everyone just loved Obama. Obama used the Marxist-Leninist Soviet communist terms when he was running for president. And Hillary Clinton used the same communist terms when she was running for president. She used the same identical words, the communist words for revolution, when she was running for president. So did Obama. Both of them used the communist expression of a change in society, a change you can believe in. Karl Marx, if you go back and read Marx and Marxist philosophy, Karl Marx said, in order to change America to a communist system, we're going to need all of the useful idiots. We're going to need all the people of America to agree to be Nazis and communists. And so that's what they were referred to as useful idiots. And that's what we are today. Americans are useful idiots. We do what they're told. We do what we're told to do. We wear our masks and stay away from each other. We stay home. And hopefully your country will go broke real soon. And when it goes broke, that means you go broke. And we hope you will die in the process. And your country will die in the process. And so we are useful idiots. We are going along with the communist line right now and accepting all of this nonsense that's going on with this pandemic. It's not a pandemic, it's a pandemic. P-L-A-M. It's been planned for a long time.
yeah.
And now it's time to overthrow the United States of America. So watch what is going to happen in October. I told people this on another radio show. It's going to happen in September and October. Watch what's going to happen in the last couple of weeks of September and the first 2 weeks in October. Watch what's going to happen to America in October. It's going to be something that's going to affect the whole earth. The entire world is going to be affected by this communist takeover in October. And it's going to last for a year and a half. That's something that most people cannot fathom. When the collapse, when the world collapse happened in October, it's going to be for a year and a half. That means from this October coming to the next year of October, that's a year, and then 6 months more will be a year and a half. It will take for the world to finally settle down. You have a new world of a new world order of world government in the entire world of the earth. Flat all around the big power will become a new order of the world. A new communist system. And I think it's going to happen between October of this year and the October of next year. And then 6 months after that, I think ultimately when it's all over, we will have finally digitized the whole entire earth. All of humans will be digitized. And that's because the communist powers that will tell you that you do not need to go after you this, they don't want you to try to shut you down, cause you problems. They can do that very easy by shutting you down, by going into a major bank and just shutting down your digital account. All they have to do is to erase your digital account number and you are finally in a place where you cannot buy or sell in any market on the earth. Because the whole entire world is under a digital digital life. And that's what's going on now. All television is digital, radio is digital, everything is digital. Well, the whole world is going to be digital after the year and a half starting in this October. Go to the next October and 6 months about
Ah,
will finally become finally digital. That's why I think that what is that digital coin? I don't remember the name of it. What was the name
Bitcoin.
of the coin? What is it? Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin. The entire earth, the whole round world will be like Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, I think, is why Bitcoin exists. Because somebody knew what was coming and they figured out how to do it in such a way that we can cause people to buy or sell in any marketplace in the world, that everybody is digitized.
Hey, sorry. It goes to what you said is because you mentioned this before, and since the last time you spoke, I'm looking at now, and it looks like Bitcoin is going to be something you can buy with a credit card at 7-Eleven. Convenience stores. They're rolling it out for the masses, just like you described. And as a result of COVID, a number of businesses were trying to say no more cash. They're trying to take coins out of circulation so they can carry disease. So they're using the virus as a pretext to eliminate cash.
Yeah, you're right. That's what's happening. They're using the virus, the so-called virus. And keep in mind that doctors come up with this idea of a virus. You remember the doctor's name?
No, I don't, but
He was very famous. He's a very famous doctor. And he is also a member of the Jesuit Society. A lot of people don't know that. The doctor that came up with this coronavirus, he's the one that broke the story and telling everybody they're going to die of some local disease unless you put your mask on, stay home, stay away from
Yeah, Dr. Fauci.
don't do nothing, stay home, don't go to work, put your mask on, and we hope you die real soon. For you and your country.
that wouldn't surprise me one bit. I had a feeling, so I really started looking into the virus theory after the lockdown, and I thought, this seems like a religious imposition of puritanism in a way that we're being told to socially distance, no more dating. They pretty much, I think, reinvented sin. And sin as a tool of oppression, the Roman Church, the concept of Your sin all is going to save you. And not only that, your disease, when you get vaccinated.
Yeah, you're right. And but when I was born and raised a Catholic. And at 8 years old, in the Catholic school, and they told us in the Catholic school that tomorrow night the children are going to have your night at the church. It's going to be a child's night at church. And it's called what is that called?
Yeah, listen, I know they have various catechisms or schools that burn up Catholics and they have some overnight events, but no, I don't know the specific name.
Well, I'm talking about confirmation.
That's what it is.
Yeah, confirmation. Well, we were told in the church by the nun that the nun and is a Hebrew word for fish. Jesus was a great fisherman because he was a great fisherman, therefore the women were called nuns. They were small fish. But we were told by the nun that tomorrow night in church, the bishop will be here in town. The bishop is coming to officiate over the service. And there's going to be, what's the word I'm looking for again?
Confirmed as Catholic?
Yeah, confirmed as a Catholic. And afterwards, we were told that after the service is over, the bishop may possibly, he may not, but he could possibly ask the children if there are any questions that they wanted answered, he could try and answer them. And we were told if the bishop asked you after the service is over, if you have any questions, remember you don't have any questions, period. Keep your mouth shut. You don't ask any questions of anyone. And so that next night, when the service was over, the bishop did ask, the bishop from Mobile, Alabama, and he was in Florida. I was living in Florida. And he came to Florida for the confirmation service, and after the service was over, he said, if any of you children have any questions, I'll try and answer them. I stood up so everyone could see who I am, because I have never been told by anybody, you can't ask any questions. My mother didn't tell me that. And so I am asking questions of the bishop. So I asked the bishop, I said, my father works with torches like our welders. And I said, and he lets me play with the torches once in a while to show me how dangerous they can be. So I know what a torch can do. When it's on fire, you can really hurt something. You can really hurt yourself or hurt other people. And I said, and so I asked the bishop, I said, if I had a torch and it was burning, if an angel appeared to me, because the Bible says angels appear to me, and if I have an angel appear to me, could I hit him with the torch? And he said, no, it wouldn't hurt the angel at all. And I said, why not? If I burned the angel with the torch, why wouldn't it hurt him? And he said, because you can't burn an angel. You can't burn an angel. And I said, why not? And he said, because the angels are spirits, and spirits you can't even see, but can burn. You can't burn a spirit because there's nothing there to burn. You need wood or paper or plastic or something to burn. But you can't burn a spirit or an angel because there's nothing there to burn. And so I asked him, I said, well then why am I concerned as a Catholic of God going to hell to burn forever if you can't burn a spirit? And everyone in the church wondered for the first time, adults have further questions that the Pope and the Bishop cannot answer. How is it that we are going to go to hell? Our spirits are going to burn in the hell if you can't burn a spirit. And so I learned and I knew that somebody was lying down. that I was told to sit down and shut up by a priest standing near me. He told me, sit down and shut up. So I sat down, but from that moment on, I knew something was going on with the Catholic Church that we haven't been told, and that we are submitting ourselves to the domination of Rome. But most people don't know anything about any of it. They have no idea about the history of the United States. So I didn't know Washington.
Probably one of the best examples of a question that you're using logic and they just don't have an answer for, so they just have to get you to shut your mouth or go with the flow. And they don't like people questioning the mass.
That's exactly right. They don't want you questioning nothing. Your mouth shut, wear your mask and stay home. Don't go to work now. Wear your mask and you're going to die from terrible, horrible disease you're going to catch. And so stay home, wear your mask, and don't get near other people. And stay 6 foot away from other people and leave.
That Florida demonstrates that even from the time that you're very young, you were already a thinker and a perceiver, and you could see how the priesthood would prefer you to just be a believer and follower.
That's correct.
And we're in the same position now where you have thinkers and perceivers and a whole lot of followers. And I feel like the less we can perceive and think, if we don't push back, then the masses of believers who are being led by, you know who, are going to drag us down wherever they're going.
You're right. An incredible story of betrayal of innocence. The American people, generally speaking, are innocent people. They're not mean, they're not vicious, they're not trying to overthrow anybody else. They're just regular people. So I'm saying the American people are an innocent. But because of the innocence, this is what the Catholic Church does. It's breaking the innocence, taking advantage of the innocence. What I would call today, the fake citizens, U.S. citizens, because U.S. is not American. Now here's another thing you need to know, that there is something called the Styles magazine. Styles, like the Nitro, the different styles. Well, there's a magazine that's published by the United States government called the Styles magazine. And what the Styles magazine is, it tells you the words that they use by the federal courts and federal judges, and what those federal words actually mean, not what you're thinking, but what they mean in court. It's called the Styles magazine. You find out, if you get the Styles magazine, you will find that the word for a male or female, man or woman is male and female, but you will find out that in the Styles magazine that male and female are for animals only. Only animals are male and female. Humans are masculine and feminine. Masculine and feminine for man and woman. So you are neither a man nor a woman. You are a U.S. citizen. You're an animal. You're a male or female. That's why you have that on your driver's license. And why do you have to have a driver's license?
Well, and clearly, the masses of believers who don't question have pretty much adopted a false interpretation of the world because the very definition of words has been altered.
Yeah, correct.
Pretty clear. Well, right now we're seeing the communist rioters, they're going out and they're actually tearing down statues, which, I think is a form of mind control. They want to destroy the history and rewrite it.
That's right. It's something that's happening. And we're going along with it. And because we're useful idiots. We put our mask on. We stay home. We don't go to work. We don't question anything. We don't know anything. We don't research anything. And therefore, we will put our mask on, stay home, and keep the mouth shut. And we'll let you know what you need to do when you're fine. And so that's what I'm watching. The whole entire world is becoming a massive communist encampment.
It is.
You don't know what
Seattle, where communists are seizing city blocks and blocking it off, bringing it up to these states. It's really insane because they're even racially segregated. And I'm looking at one of these videos the other night where they tore down a statue of Albert Pike, of all people. I thought that was unusual. The big Albert Pike statue in D.C. got pulled down by rioters. And I'm wondering, do they know the significance of that man and his role in the secret societies and the ones who are actually causing this?
No, they have no idea in the world. It's just a mob mentality. If you go back into the 1900s, the early 1900s, you will find all the communist countries that were founded, starting with the Soviet Union. All communist countries were referred to as the People's Democratic Republic. We have the People's Democratic Republic of China, the People's Democratic Republic of North Korea, the People's Democratic Republic of Cuba, the People's Democratic Republic. That's what we are today. We're democratic. The People's Democratic Republic. That is a communist term that is used by the Communist Party. Democratic because these demos. That's why when you see the people out the street turning over cars and busting windows, it's a demonstration. Why do we call it a demonstration? Because they're demonstrating. Because the word demo in ancient Greek, demo, meant a mob. The people in the street are a demo, a mob of people. And so that's why they call the People's Democratic Society all communist elements. Well, why? Because we in America have a Democratic Party. And the People's Democratic Party, the People's Democratic Republic, is a communist republic. We are all nothing more than animals, male and female. It's an incredible story of betrayal of the American people.
The Democrats, to me, have always been, I call them mobocrats.
Yeah, that's right, because they are mobocrats, because that's what the word demos means.
Well, apparently, their entire political philosophy is based on agitating large...
I only get one of them. I thought I got all three of them. What did I miss? Hey, I don't know. Could have sworn I got all them.
I don't need to use an angry mob when engaged in destruction of property. You can do these things in an orderly way. So I see them as actually controlling this chaos, carrying through it. And they're creating so much confusion and chaos today that the world looks very different than it did a few months ago. And I want to bring this up. I noticed that there's something in the playbook always at work. And right now it seems like the playbook is 1968, where the media is constantly referring to 1968 as a template for what we're seeing right now. It's how they're framing it. You know, the race riots.
Yeah.
And so it seems to me, though, it's very intentional because Donald Trump actually used direct statements out of the 1967-68 era. When the reading starts, the shooting starts. But that was a phrase from back in 1967, 1968, in the segregation of people. So I've seen a whole lot of manipulation by untested playbooks. And they know how to pull people's strings, and we're seeing the results.
That's exactly correct. Absolutely and exactly correct. They know how to pull our strings. They know how to scare us into doing what they tell us to do. And we are useful idiots. We go along with it and do whatever they tell us to do. Put on your mask, stay home, stay away from each other, don't talk to each other, stay away from being in a group, and stay away with your mask on and stay home and don't go to work. And hopefully one day soon, the country, the United States of America, will finally go broke. If nobody's working and nobody's doing anything, it'll finally just go broke. And therefore we hope that you will have your mask on, your country will go broke, and therefore you can see the end of life as you know it on the earth. And no longer will there be any sort of freedom or liberty or justice at all. The judges will tell you there is no justice, it's just us. And that's what's going on today. Just like we just take over of America.
I alluded to October, and when we first spoke, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, how can it get worse? You know, to shut down our
Oh, well, stick around. It's going to get far, far worse.
But I was afraid, and then a few weeks later, I'm watching the beatings, the violence, the destruction in the streets, where now it's not safe anymore in these big cities. The media doesn't care if somebody on the mindset, like, if a Republican gets shot in the riots, nobody talks about it. If you vote with me, they sometimes death. They create martyrs, they create a splash, they escalate it. So now, I almost don't feel like there's a limit to how crazy it can get. And the other day, Fox News started talking about UFOs and suggesting they could be real UFOs and flown from China. Do you think they're going to play that card on us?
Oh, I know they're going to. It's going to happen very soon, too. It's going to be a UFO extraordinary situation that's going to develop on the earth. And I do think that we will have demonic possession of the human race today. We don't realize that our brains are computers and our bodies are biological batteries. And that's why if you get in trouble, if you go to court, why do you have to go to court? Because you play tennis on a court. How do you play tennis on a court? You play with a racket. The whole thing is a racket. That's why you play with a racket on a tennis court. It's an extraordinary story of words and terms and where the words come from and what they mean. Why do you have a bank? It's because you put your money in a bank and they control the bank.
You know what? Mothership. This is really crazy. Whenever you see these alien invasion movements, they always refer to it as mothership. Yeah. Versus all the smaller ships that actually take it back.
Yeah. And look at what's going on right now. I think that what's happening is the world is being taken over by a spiritual power that we don't understand. And that spiritual power seeks to collectivize all humans into one family, into one place, and once we become all one, therefore we will become all one at one time, at one place, at one religion, one government. Then we can be dealt with accordingly. We can be wiped out off the earth by extraterrestrials. And this is what Christianity talks about the evil beings, devils, where you don't see them. Why? Because they are spirits. And therefore we are being taken over by a dark, evil spirit. It's incredible. Like I call it a betrayal of the human race. But it's all based on words and terms. And most people have no idea about it all. Never heard of well, I've been talking about this for 60 years.
One of the reasons, yeah, you've been talking about this for 60 years, and one of the reasons I started looking into this is I came across a lot of your earlier work where you started breaking down the language, the lexicon, how there's a language for the elite, they see, and then the useful idiots, the blindfolded, ignorant masses, they get a different message.
Yeah, you're right.
And you've been encountering this since the beginning. I think that you've been very much vindicated this year, which isn't necessarily a good thing.
No, it's not. It's not a good thing. I'm sorry I'm being vindicated, but I did tell you for 60 years this was coming. There was a destruction coming of America. And I knew it because I know what the words mean. I know what the symbols mean. We You don't have a Statue of Freedom. You have a Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty is in New York, the Empire State. The Statue of Liberty, everyone thinks is a woman. It's not. The people who created the Statue of Liberty said it was a man. He is a judge over all mankind. He has in his head is the judge's book. And he's holding a torch. It's called the Torch of Prometheus. It's on the back of an American dime called the Torch of Prometheus. And the Statue of Liberty is holding the Torch of Prometheus. This is an incredible story. It's so convoluted, so deep, and so profound that it takes hours and hours for people to see. And that's what I want to do with the show.
Every time I talk to you, you bring up something that connects another dot. Because I need to get a slight connection to Mercury archetype Joker. Earning a handed of money in the movie.
Yeah.
Higher class of criminal. I was like, what's the connection between Mercury and torch? When you brought it up, that Mercury is a torch bearer and it's just like you on the front.
Yes.
And so, exactly. So we're bringing the torch of Prometheus, and of course, that symbol figures very strongly in the Atlas Festival, the book Atlas Star.
That's right.
And that's a book about the elite putting the world to support intensely.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's where we're at right now. They're putting everything into a stasis so that they can rebuild on the edge after everything's crashed.
Yeah. Well, the head of the chief of I'm trying to say, the head of the Library of Congress. The head of the Library of Congress is J. Billington. Unfortunately, he has passed away. But James Billington was the Library of Congress head, and he wrote a book before he died called Fire in the Minds of Men. It's on my website if you want to go look on my website, JordanMaxwellShow.com. You have to type it full in JordanMaxwellShow.com, my website. And you will find the Jordan Maxwell Show. There's books that are being promoted on my website. One of them is called Fire in the Minds of Men. And what James Billington said was that the Masonic Order of Freemasons picked that word Statue of Liberty. It's not the Statue of Freedom. You're not free at all. You've never been free. You're not free now, and you never will be free. Because you are a member of the United States Corporation. You are a U.S. citizen, and therefore you do not have any access to the Constitution, to the Bill of Rights, or to the Declaration of Independence. You do not have any access to any of that. Only Americans have that. You are not an American, you are a U.S. citizen. The U.S. is a corporation incorporated in Delaware. So it's a U.S. corporation that is running the world today. It's an extraordinary story of betrayal. Again, betrayal of the whole human family.
Okay, so when it comes to this transition to New Age and the revolution, the fires the minds of men for all that revolution, and the symbol of the phoenix, of course, is about fire. They burn down.
That's right. Burn it all down so they can start all over again.
And that's what we're witnessing now. We're witnessing the collapse of our financial system.
The collapse of America, period.
Well, this is the thing I'm wondering here, though, is so they bring about some new universal thread to organize us all. Whatever that is to be, but the UFO thing, in your opinion, are we dealing then with more than just advanced and successful technology? Are we dealing with another species? is behind, or who is doing the beast crap. That's what it happens to be.
I think that what we have is a universal world government that is overseen by extraterrestrials. I think that we have an extraterrestrial presence on the earth that we don't even know about. We're not told, we're not even alluded to it in literature or nothing else. Christianity did talk about coming day of destruction for the world, and the whole world was operating under Satan the devil. And I do believe that there is some kind of a connection with the other worlds. This is a dark force. This is what is going on in the world today. We have been led into our death as a civilization right now by people who want America to be destroyed. This is why the president is hated so badly by the Democratic Party, because we have been at war with the Democratic Party for so many years. We were at war with the Soviet Union. It finally fell. The Soviet Union finally fell because there's no possible way the communists can finance themselves. The communists themselves do not realize it was American bankers that financed the Communist Party in the Soviet Union. It was the American bankers who financed the communist movement in Europe, and today the European governments are being overthrown by the Roman communist system.
Thanks. The communist system and ideology is based on this perfect utopia, but it's always been perfect. It doesn't create enough to sustain itself, and so it has to be warlike, it has to think, it has to parasite. And we have a perfect microcosm in the autonomous zones that are being opened up by communists in various cities, where they call themselves autonomous, but they don't have an autonomy. All they have is control over a border and letting people in and out.
You're right. And that's what we are faced with. Basically faced with the communist overthrow of the United States of America. This is going back 1868. After our Civil War, we were no longer referred to as the United States of America. We became known around the world as the United States Corporation. We were incorporated in Delaware Corporation. We called the United States Corporation, each one of us today, and you have citizenship. You are an employee of a corporation. There's another corporation. You know, if you go and watch all the old movies, the old cowboy movies, the cowboys were always wearing their guns on their hips. They come in wearing their guns, and if they go into the bar and have a drink, wearing their guns and their pistols. And if they have a falling out with anyone, they should have a falling out with anyone. They have to, you can go out and settle your arguments in front of everyone, in front of the sheriff. The sheriff cannot intervene. Why? Because you are a sovereign citizen. You have a right to do what you want to do. And that's why you can carry a gun to protect yourself against the government. So the cowboys wore guns. Did they need a permit or license? Did they need a permit to wear a gun? No. All guys wore guns because they were Americans, and America has the right to bear arms.
So that's why back then the cowboys had guns.
But today we don't have that. Today we have something called
There's no law.
State Corporation.
If they were to remake a cowboy movie today in Hollywood, they wouldn't have guns on the hood. I mean, they would exaggerate. Like if they'll have guns to be scary, or they'll try to airbrush it out to kind of minimize it. They don't want guns as a way to maintain order. They don't want that idea out there. Guns are supposed to be bringers of chaos. Guns bring people. And they use hyper-realistic, simulated mass shootings at schools, drills, takes to be afraid of them. So for 20 years, they've been inundated with guns of gas, America's police. This communist revolution has had many points, but one of them has been the gun grab. So then you can't defend your property, including your body.
It's exactly correct, yes.
Everyone, we've been on about an hour and 15 here. I've got a few people in the comments who are asking questions. And one commenter wants to know if you've heard of this individual, Joseph Gregory Howard, who...
Yes, I have, yes. He's talking about he is the real king of England.
Yes, okay.
But I have been talking to the actual king of England, the real king of England. I have been corresponding with the real king of England, who is no longer accepted by the British royalty. The British royalty are German. They are German, they're not English. And therefore the Queen Mum is not an English monarch. She is a German monarch. And they come from a German family. A whole bunch of I'm not trying to say the whole system of governmental items in Europe are not English. They're German. They're Nazis. The Queen Mum has been the biggest Nazis the world has ever known. But most people don't know that. They don't know she's a Nazi. It's an incredible story. Again, if you go back and look at it, you'll see she is a German mother.
Well, I'm used to this individual, Joseph Gregory Howard, but what he recently put out a documentary, some parts of the documentary now, and what he's essentially doing is calling into question the very identity of the royal family. I find it to be very interesting, though, timing-wise, with the novel Corona New Crown. It seems like the idea is out there that the world has a king, and or a king is being crowned. Something like that behind the scenes. And so when I see this figure gaining popularity, I'm wondering, well, what are we actually seeing here in the storyline? Are we going to see the ascension of some type of world leader openly?
I think so. Very soon we will see some kind of a world leader. And all the people in the world will be properly prepared to crawl on their knees to the emperor of the world. And this is why if you don't, your digital level will be taken out of circulation so that you cannot buy or sell without the mark of a beast. The mark of the beast is a digital mark. And they take your digital connection to the world and they take it out of circulation. And you can no longer use your credit cards, your money is all digital, and your credit cards will be digital. And you will no longer be able to use your credit cards, you'll no longer be able to use your identification. And you can take it out of circulation forever, period. Why? Because you are not going along with the world communist movement. Finally, Americans are waking up to it now.
Well, this coronavirus thing has introduced something called contact tracing, where it's now guilt by association, and it involves a lot of government workers basically tracing. So if you went to a Taco Bell where an employee comes down with COVID, and your credit card receipt or your transaction shows you were there, well, now you've been in contact with the virus. So the contact tracers could get in touch with you, and yet you know and your family know the quarantine. So they've used this concept of this new virus, this coronavirus, to justify completely monitoring every single transaction. So there, in some places, you can't even go into a store or a bar or a restaurant without a mask and signing your name at the door, logging in at the computer and like the type of
You're right. You're right. There have been trying to tell people for all these years and tell everyone. It's like you're right.
I don't know whether or not to carry on with this game now. I think I'm getting bored of it now. I will find another puzzle, obviously.
Yeah, I think we can definitely do this. Hopefully once the business comes in, we'll talk maybe on how to call live streams and YouTube. So, let's see, anybody else have any questions for you? Fiona says, is it checkmate though?
Here again?
Fiona, in the comments, wants to know, do you think that it's checkmate for humanity?
Yeah, I think so. It's checkmate for the whole human race.
So,
Okay.
All over the world, nobody has the educational opportunities that we have in America. All over the world, people are just ignorant slaves and do what they're told to do. Their masters are told what to do, and they just do it. Because they have no education, no background, no understanding, and therefore they're just ignorant slaves. That's all over the earth. And now it's become the same in America. We are ignorant, ill-informed, and uneducated. We do what we're told, and they tell us that we're going to die some horrible, terrible death. That the hospitals are empty, and the hospitals can't even get into. They're empty, you can't even get anywhere. So, I mean, I know that I tried. It's an incredible story of betrayal.
The hospital phenomenon with viral, people were pregnant times and just started going and filming.
yeah.
When they found it.
Yeah, the people were going in the hospitals when they said it was overrun and all the hospitals were empty.
So it shows us that if we didn't have people like you that stand up and ask questions, and people stand up and support the hospital, if nobody stood up to question, really, we would have no clue. We would be under the impression that the world was going underneath this latest pandemic. So when in reality, it's just a little bit of
So if the power grab America by the throat and destroying this country, and people of America are useful idiots, according to the communist power, the Soviet. The very word Soviet, without actually South Vietnam, Soviet. The very word Soviet is a group of people unelected, an unelected group of people that are running the country's laws. And so it's called a Soviet Union. And so the Soviet Union is a group of people running everything themselves. Well, that's what we got today. All over America, we have all these new groups, and they will tell you what you can do, what you can't do, what you shut down, and you have to wear a mask, you have to do this, you have to stay home. There's another new Soviet Union over the whole world of mankind. The most powerful guy on the block is the United States, and they're not going to have a new world order unless you can destroy the old world order. And America is going to be a new world order, and the elite are going to control the whole world with that technology. That's why the Bill Gates and all the other Soviet operational agents are doing
So I spotted that one, wasn't it, guys?
I think we've covered a lot of ground for today. The term Soviet, that's considered unelected, because what we're looking at here is mob mentality, they don't have words, unelected, there's our choice, there's our origin. Even in the sciences, they say 97% of the scientists agree that the Earth is getting warmer and therefore it is. So that's not science, that's just 95%.
Well, of course, we're not the churches. The other is going to not agree that the 97% of scientists are told that the world is going to be getting warmer, and yet it's still getting cold. And I think we are heading for a pretty cold time coming. But we are being told, and 97% of all scientists are told, and so science today is a religion. And I've said so many times, our religion should be scientific. In fact, the Triads are now a religion. They have their holy men, they have their saints, and they have their holy men, and their holy ladies, and everybody who's going to be anybody. And keep in mind also that before the Roman Empire existed, Europe had a huge population of people living in Europe on their own operations. But then came the Soviet Union, then came Rome, and Rome dominated all of Europe. But keep in mind that when all the people of Europe, before the Roman Empire, they were called, Druids. And so all the judges, the police, the legal, the educational, the religious groups all over Europe are all Druids. And which was one of the most important symbols was the Druid in the Druid world before the Roman Empire, one of the most important symbols of power was a magic wand, like Merlin the magician. Merlin the magician had a magic wand. If you go on the web and put in image, type in image first, and then say Jesus with a magic wand, you'll see all of the statues around the world, and Jesus is using people with a magic wand. Keep in mind that magic wands were always made out of the wood of a holly tree. It was made out of holly wood. And that's what we are doing today with holly. We are gathering people around the world to believe whatever we want them to believe is Hollywood. Hollywood is infested, pedophiles, and all kinds of criminality in Hollywood.
And yeah, I mean, it's got its propaganda aspect, and then it has this other aspect that's very TV and strong culture there. I mean, I keep bringing up the Joker movie because the main character, his last name is Peter, who burns down the system and starts the revolution. Well, after the movie was released, he got involved in street activism with Jane Fonda, protesting capitalism, blaming America for the state of the world and clearly offending. And so, he emphasized, these actors are all just revolutionary agents in these plays. And so they get all revolutionary and they get the masses to emotionally agree with things. So, when the movie ends, where everybody's sitting on a clown now, and burning down the city. And then that looks like this summer. Like we're watching the Joker movie and Sunday.
Yeah.
Again, the Hollywood it creates these myths, it's like a religion, and it's myths.
You can find all magic wands in the wood of a holly tree, Hollywood. And that's what we're doing today around the world. We say that the Hollywood is being run by Jews. It's not Jewish Hollywood. There are many Jews who are operating in Hollywood, but it's a Druidic society. Most people don't know Judaism was the creation of our work. If you need to go back and look at the Druid, to see what is going on today in Hollywood. It's an incredible story, I tell. It's what
I really think that I can't see it. I'm surprised with the whole WHO
That's what I think too. I think it's a whole Jesuit front. That's what I think.
We have a world where they've taken the dominant paradigm out of the religious alternative.
That's hard, isn't it?
Paradigm. And with global warming, you have massive drought. With viruses, you have sin. That's important. If they don't cure it or mitigate it. So it's a new puritanical vision of how we should live, but it has a scientific basis.
That's exactly right. You're starting to think now. Now you're starting to see what's really been going on here all along. I never told you. But now you're beginning to see it. with all the connections in their mind, try to find a unity. Why does Jesus, why is he called God's Son? S-O-N. Because in Anglo-Saxon language, which we are Anglo, in England, the sun that comes up in the morning is called S-U-N. But in Germany, that thing that comes up in the morning, the light of the world, is called S-O-N, not S-U-N. And therefore, Jesus is God's Son, the light of the world. Of course, the sun is the light of the world. And so the whole idea of Christianity goes back to the worship of the sun. I'll tell you one other thing you need to keep in mind. That we are told, and I wish I had these documents in front of me, but we're told in ancient Egypt, there is a story that Pharaoh was walking along a river one day, and over his head came a UFO, a silver disc, came over the head of the Pharaoh, and he heard, in his mind, he heard the voice tell him that he was supposed to go back and found a new city, call it Tetragrammaton. And so therefore he was supposed to go back and found a new country, a new city in Israel. Pharaoh Akhenaten, that was the name of the city, Akhenaten. And now, today, Hebrews will tell you that the name of God, Jews will tell you, that the name of God is so holy, you cannot pronounce it. If you pronounce it, you're using God's name instead, because you're not supposed to use God's name. But if you want to talk about the Jewish God, the God of the Hebrews, there is a word that you can use. It's called the Tetragrammaton. The Tetragrammaton, if you know Jews, everybody will know what that means. Tetragrammaton. Because tetra means four. Grammar means letters, like I-A-B-C-D-E, that's grammar. That's what we get out of it, grammar. Grammatical, grammar. So Tetragrammaton is the name of God in the Hebrew that you can use if you want to talk about God. Tetragrammaton. And it's called actually tetra, or gram, G-R-A-M-L, is a letter, A-B-C-D. Tetragrammaton, A-T-O-N. The Aton was the sun god of Egypt. So therefore the sun worship, you see that in the Vatican. If you go to the Vatican, you will see the seat of Peter. Up on the wall is a huge, beautiful chair sitting up on the wall, and behind it is the sun. And so therefore they're worshiping the Son of God, God's Holy Son, Jesus. And where do we get the word Jesus? Because in the ancient Greek word for the Son, the Son was called Acer in the ancient Greek, and that do mean ancient. In the ancient Greek, the Son is called Acer. I-E-S-O-U-S, or I-E-S-U-S. Acer is the Son in ancient Greek. But today we have I's and J's are interchangeable. I and J is the same letter. The J has a little upturned tone. It has a little upturned, upturned. Yeah, it has a little hook on it. And so I and J are interchangeable. Instead of I-E-S-E-S, it becomes J-E-S-E-S. Jesus is God's Son.
This is controversial for many Christians, but I kind of feel like the people who grew up religious and never questioned it are kind of like the people who never questioned the news. They never get the real truth.
And it's like they never get the real truth. That's what's correct. I could go on for days and talk about all kinds of stuff in religion, because that's my chosen profession, theology and religion. And boy, what a story that is, where we got our different stories.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a day. See you later, guys.